extraction, saponification, precipitation, and then there is colorimetry. Okay? Ayan, class. So, in the first method, so we have, okay, so alcoholic potassium hydroxide is used to hydrolyze the cholesterol esters, and then hexane is used for the extraction. Okay? Saponification methods, we have the one precipitation, and then there is colorimetry. Okay? Ayan, class. So, in the first method, so we have Abel Kendall. Okay? So, alcoholic potassium hydroxide is used to hydrolyze the cholesterol esters. And then hexane is used for the extraction. Okay? So, class, Lieberman-Burchard reaction is used. So, here, class, the reagent, Lieberman-Burchard reagent is used. Okay? Cholesterol would react with sulfuric acid, the concentrated type, and the acetic anhydride to produce a green-colored solution. Okay, the green-colored solution is cholestodionyl monosulfonic acid. Okay, so the absorbance of the green-colored solution is directly proportional to the concentration of cholesterol. Okay, Lieberman-Burchard reaction. Now, for Salkowski reaction, class, instead of green, red ang produce. Bakit red? Because instead of mono, nagiging disulfonic acid yung product. Okay? And the disulfonic characteristic of the end solution makes it color red. Okay? Pag green, monosulfonic. Pag disulfonic reaction or disulfonic product, Salkowski red. Same ang principle, class, directly proportional ang absorbance reading with the concentration of cholesterol in the sample. Okay? Okay, class. Please type C if that is clear. Okay, thank you for responding. Next, we have the enzymatic method. Okay? As in the enzymatic method, we use here cholesterol oxidase. Okay? Ang ginagawa ko dito, yung total cholesterol, yung cholesterol ester and cholesterol gas would be hydrolyzed, okay, in the presence of water, and it would result to the release of cholesterol and fatty acids. Okay? Now, cholesterol would react with oxygen to produce 4-cholestenone and hydrogen peroxide. Okay, now the resulting peroxide in the second reaction would react with a dye in the presence of peroxidase to produce a colored product, which is the quinonamine dye. As quinonamine dye, the shade of quinonamine dye depends on the concentration of the target analyte present in the sample. As ang kanyang pong shade, it's somewhat pinkish to reddish to purplish. Ang class yung shade na yun. Okay? Nasa shade siya kasi ng parang pagka-pink, as na pagka-purplish, pagka-red. Ang class yung kanyang shade. Okay? Nung quinonamine dye. Depende syempre sa concentration ng analyte present. Mas mataas ang concentration, okay, mas matingkad yung colored product. Okay, mas mababa yung concentration, mas light yung product. Okay, ang class. Quinonamine dye, absorbance is that's reading is measured, okay, for the concentration. Okay, class. For the reference method, please write. As for the reference method, type in that box. As for the reference method, Hindi pa nag-next. Hindi pa nag-next sa inyo. Sa akin nag-next na. Ayan. Nasa Abel Kendall na. Makita nyo. Ha? Teka. Share. Stop share. Bakit hindi? Share. Ayun nga. Ayan. Kita nyo na yung cholesterol measurement, Abel Kendall. Ayan. Ayan class yun. Kasi sabi ko kanina. Okay? Na Lieberman-Burchard reaction. Okay? Pag red, disulfonic. Pag green, monosulfonic. Okay? Sige. As for the reference method, please write. As for the reference method, so we have the following. Let me type that in the chat box. The reference method for gas cholesterol, we have the Abel, Levy, and Brody method. Okay? That's Abel, Levy, and Brody method. This is the CDC reference method. This is the CDC reference method for cholesterol determination. CDC reference method for cholesterol determination. What is CDC? Centers for Disease Control of America. CDC. Centers for Disease Control of America. Okay? That's Abel, Levy, and Brody method. Okay, so let's proceed with the enzymatic method. Okay, for the enzymatic method, ito class yun. Sabi ko kanina, quinonamide, okay, ang class ang product, okay, peroxidase activity, okay. So remember, as hydrogen peroxide generated from the reaction in the first and second, okay, reactions, chemical reactions are directly proportional. Okay, the hydrogen peroxide concentration, okay, the products are directly proportional to the concentration of cholesterol in the sample. So the absorbance of the colored dye is measured, and that is directly proportional to the concentration of cholesterol. Okay? Plus, enzymatic method, cholesterol oxidase po ang. Okay? Okay. Let's proceed with triglyceride. Plus, triglyceride, okay, requires strict fasting. Bakit? Because fasting significantly affects the triglyceride level in the plasma. Again, triglyceride requires strict fasting because fasting, okay, as fasting significantly affects, okay, the concentration of triglyceride in the plasma. Okay? As for triglyceride, okay, kailangan ng strict fasting, okay, 12 hours kung walang kasamang fasting glucose. Kung may kasamang fasting glucose, you as set the fasting to 10 hours. And that is acceptable. Okay? But for the sample, you can use either plasma or serum. You can use either plasma or serum. Okay, let's continue. Sorry, ang daming interruptions. Okay, let's continue. So, class dapat, okay, plasma or sila gagamitin. At dapat naka-fasting yung patient, okay, prior to blood collection. Because fasting can significantly affect the triglyceride level of the plasma or the serum. Okay? Now, for triglyceride measurement, okay, for triglyceride measurement, okay, we have the following. First, okay, for the non-enzymatic or the chemical method, okay, so we have the non-enzymatic method, okay, so we have first, a triglyceride is triglyceride is degraded to release glycerol and fatty acid. Kasi class, remember, ang triglyceride po, binubuo siya ng isang molecule ng glycerol at 3 molecules ng fatty acid. So kapag ang triglyceride class ay na-hydrolyze, na-degrade, okay, na-hydrolyze, okay, it will release 1 glycerol and 3 fatty acids. Kaya triglyceride, tatlong fatty acids nakakabit sa isang molecule ng glycerol. Okay, now, tanong, plus, between glycerol and fatty acid, which of this would thus proceed with the measurement of triglyceride? Please write. It is the glycerol. Plus yung glycerol component ng triglyceride po, yan ang plus responsible o yan ang plus further measure in this reaction. Okay, so glycerol would react with periodic acid to produce formaldehyde. Okay, and formaldehyde would react with colored reagents, okay, or with reagents to produce colored product. Okay, so for the Van Handel and Silversmith, using the colorimetric method, okay, formaldehyde reacts with the chromotropic acid to produce a blue color solution. And the blue color solution absorbance is measured colorimetrically, okay, for the determination of the concentration of um, triglyceride. Same goes with Hansch condensation technique. Formaldehyde reacts with diacetyl acetone and ammonia to produce yellow colored solution, which is measured fluorometrically. Okay, fluorometrically. Okay, ulitin ko class. For the non-enzymatic method, the component of triglyceride which is involved in the further measurement or further quantitation of triglyceride is the glycerol content. Glycerol content po ha, hindi yung fatty acid, yung glycerol. Okay? Okay. Next. The enzymatic method. Okay, class enzymatic method utilizes the glycerol kinase. Class, tandaan natin, when we say kinase, when you see the word kinase, class, tandaan nyo ha, as kinase is a transferase. Okay, again, kinase is a transferase. So this transferase, class, this transferase is responsible for the transfer of phosphate group from one substrate to another. Again, kinase is a type of transferase enzyme that is responsible for the transfer of one phosphate group from one substrate to another. Ayan po yung kinase. Okay, so pwedeng creatine kinase, pwedeng glycerol kinase, pwedeng pyruvate kinase, ayan class. Okay, so depende sa substrate na ginagamit. Okay, yung kakapitan ng kinase. Okay, na enzyme. Okay, so let's discuss the reaction of glycerol kinase. Look, as triglyceride, would be acted upon by lipase. Okay, lipase is the hydrolytic enzyme, di ba? Okay, that would act on triglyceride to release glycerol and fatty acid. Same with the non-enzymatic method class. The glycerol is what we will measure or what will proceed in the measurement. Hindi po yung fatty acid. So glycerol and ATP, okay, kung magkakaroon class ng transfer ng phosphate group, so yung isang phosphate group from ATP lilipat sa glycerol para mag-produce ng glycerophosphate and ADP. Tapos yung triphosphate naging diphosphate na lang kasi nabawasan ng isang phosphate group. Right? Next, in pyruvate kinase reaction, yung ADP sa second reaction, okay, would react with phosphoenol pyruvate to produce ATP and pyruvate. And then class, pyruvate and NADH, okay, would produce lactate and NAD. Tapos turo ko sa inyo last time, kapag ang product ay NAD, that's D, decrease. So what we measure, decrease absorbance at 340 nanometers. Ano yung NAD? Oxidize yan. Pag walang H, oxidized. Pag may H, reduced. Nakuha natin. Kapag oxidize, D, decrease absorbance ang minomonitor. Kapag reduce, may H, high, increase absorbance ang minimeasure. Huwag niyong kakalimutan yan kasi klase sa CC2, okay, karamihan ng mga reactions na gumagamit ng substrate, yun class ang minimeasure, yung reduce or yung oxidize NAD. Kaya class, huwag niyong kakalimutan yung concept na yun. Tinuro ko sa inyo ha. Okay, next. For glycerol phosphate oxidase, na class, so magpo-produce ng dihydroxyacetone and hydrogen peroxide. And in the last reaction, hydrogen peroxide would react with the dye to produce a colored product. And then the color product is measured colorimetrically for the absorbance and the concentration of triglyceride. Okay? Class, for the CDC reference method, i-type ko class, for the CDC reference method for triglyceride, please write. Okay? For the CDC reference method for triglyceride, i-type ko class, it is the modified Van, Handel, and Zilversmith. Again, class, for the CDC reference method, CDC reference method for triglyceride, it's called modified Van Handel and Silver-Smith. Okay, yan po ang reference method. Okay, let's proceed. Please type D if this is clear so far. Yan, patapos na tayo sa ating discussion. Okay, thank you for responding. Let's discuss lipoprotein measurement. Okay, so basically class, in the laboratory, okay, we directly measure for the HDL, high density lipoprotein. Pero po, ang VLDL tsaka ang LDL, it is not directly measured. Hindi pa siya class directly measured. Okay, it is only derived or it is only calculated. Okay, so what are class the different things to remember? Okay, when testing for lipoproteins, remember, okay, you need to use SST. What is SST? Serum separator tube. So basically, serum ang ating ginagamit for lipoprotein measurement. That is the preferred sample. Please write that. The preferred sample for lipoprotein measurement is the serum sample prepared from SST, serum separator tube. Now, in research studies or in lipoprotein fraction studies, research, okay, ang preferred sample is EDTA plasma. Again, for research studies or for lipoprotein fraction termination, the preferred sample is EDTA plasma. EDTA plasma. Okay, ayan class. So, if you are using okay, non-fasting sample, if you are using a non-fasting sample, okay, ano lang ang pwede mong ma-measure class sa non-fasting sample, please write. If you are using a non-fasting serum sample, you can only measure the following. Number 1, total cholesterol. And number 2, HDL. Again, when you are using non-fasting sample, you can only measure the following. Number 1, total cholesterol, and number 2, HDL, high density lipoprotein. Okay, high density lipoprotein. Kuha natin. Okay. Let us discuss the different methods. Let's first discuss the general method. General method muna. Okay. For the general method, take note. Okay. We have the following. Ultracentrifugation. Please write. That's ultracentrifugation. This is the reference method. This is the reference method for quantitation of lipoproteins. Again, this is the reference method for the quantitation of lipoproteins. Okay, reference method po yan. Okay, now class, for ultracentrifugation, this is based on the molecular density of the different lipoproteins. Class, tatandaan natin ha, iba class meron tayong 4. Let's include kilomicrons. Although, kasi hindi siya naka-indicate dito. Class, nasa PowerPoint ko pala. So let us class discuss yung kanilang characteristic. Mabilisan lang. Okay? As diba there are 4 lipoproteins present. Tatandaan natin ha, class. The density, yung bigat. Okay? The density of the lipoprotein is dependent on the protein constituent of the molecule. Again, the density of the lipoprotein is class dependent on the protein constituent of the molecule. Class, chylomicron po, okay, ang pinakamalaki in terms of size, pero pinakamagaan, it is the lightest. Bakit? Kasi class, pinakakonte ang kanyang protein constituent. Okay? Konti lang class ang kanyang protein constituent. Okay? As parang if I'm not mistaken class, okay, just to estimate, it's around 2% lang. It's around 2% class ang kanyang composition. Okay? Ganun kas kakonti, 2%, 98% lipids, then the remaining 2% na lang class yung ating tinatawag na proteins. Ganun siya class kakonti. Okay? Kaya pinakamagaan. Okay? Lightest, pero it's the biggest. Malaki siya in terms of the size, pero class napaka gaan naman. Okay? Next, VLDL, very low density lipoprotein. Please write. That's very low density lipoprotein. Okay? Ang kanya pong protein constituent, take note, as the protein constituent as of VLDL is estimated to be around as 11 as 11 4 to 11%. That's 4 to 11%. Yan class yung estimated protein level niya. Tapos yung lipid level niya, subtract that with 100, so meron ka ng lipid content. Kasi di ba class, ang lipoprotein, binubuo yan ng protein tsaka ng lipid. Tama? So kung 98% ang lipid ng chylomicron, malamang 2% lang ang protein. Tama? Ganun lang naman kasi yun. Okay? So in the case of VLDL, tas ang protein constituent niya is around 4 to 11%. So ang kanyang lipid composition is 89 to 96%. Right? Tas sa LDL naman, low density lipoprotein plus the protein constituent is around 23% ang protein. So ang kanyang lipid content is around 77%. Okay? And then finally, HDL. Plus HDL is the smallest. Pinakamaliit yan, pero pinakamabigat. As, bakit? Kasi class, ang HDL po, 50% protein, 50% lipids. Siya class ang may pinakamataas na protein constituent. Kaya siya ang pinakamabigat, pero pinakamaliit. Right? Mas maliit man siya, pero mabigat siya. Kaya yung chylomicrons, malaki, pero magaan. Kasi puro taba, walang protina. Or konti lang ang protina. I must correct that. Okay, 2% lang. Ang HDL plus mabigat kasi kalahati ng kanyang structure ay protein. Kaya siya high density. So look at the picture class. Okay. Ang pinakataas, okay, that is chylomicrons. Pinakamagaan yan. Tapos yung VLDL class, ito, okay, second sa taas, plus LDL, and then class pinaka nasa baba is HDL. Okay, HDL. Now, class, in this procedure, ano class ang ginagamit? What is used as the reagent? Please write. Class, the reagent used, okay, as the reagent used for this procedure is what we call potassium bromide. Plus potassium bromide. Okay? Potassium bromide class. Pakisulat. Okay? Potassium bromide is used. Okay? Potassium bromide is used. Ilan ang specific gravity? Pakisulat po. The specific gravity of potassium bromide is 1.063. Potassium bromide is the reagent. And then class 1.063 is the density, the specific gravity or the density of the reagent. That's in 1.063 density of the reagent, tas pwedeng mapaghiwa-hiwalay yung mga fractions ng lipoproteins. Okay? And take note, ultracentrifugation of the plasma sample is done for 24 hours. Matagal class. Okay, 24 hours, ultracentrifugation procedure. Okay? After spinning, ayan class, meron ka ng 4 na layers. Chylomicrons, pinakataas, HDL, pinakababa. Depending on the density of the structure according to the protein constituent. Okay? Next. Electrophoresis. Ayan class. Tapos in electrophoresis, again, tapos dito rin nakadepende ng class electrophoresis ng lipoproteins, yung kanilang protein constituent. Tapos diba sabi ko sa inyo, in our previous discussion sa instrumentation, okay, proteins at a pH of 8.6, okay, are negatively charged. Okay? So, mas maraming proteins na present, mas mataas yung net negative charge ng molecule. At pag mas mataas ang net negative charge plus, mas mabilis ang kanyang migration at mas malayo ang kanyang migration. Right? Okay. So, again, in electrophoresis of lipoproteins, this is again dependent on the protein constituent. Lipid stains are used to stain the lipid component of lipoprotein. And there are 4 different bands, okay, that can be stained, okay, with lipid stains. We have the HDL. It is the fastest, pinakamabilis ang class kasi siya yung pinakamataas ang net negative charge. Bakit? Kasi siya may pinakamaraming protein constituent. Okay? Tapos, bakit tinawag na alpha ang mga HDL? Kasi class, in electrophoresis, nasa alpha region po ang mga HDL. Nasa alpha region. Okay, you will learn this class when I discuss protein methods next week. Okay, yung alpha. Okay, nasa alpha region po yung mga HDL. Kaya siya alpha. Okay, nasa alpha region. Okay? That is the fastest. Siya pinakamalapit sa anode. Please write, HDL is the most anodic. Pinakamalapit sa anode. Kasi siya yung pinakamataas ang negative charge. Next, pre-beta. As pre-beta, then makikita class yung VLDL tsaka yung LPA, lipoprotein A. Okay? Next, beta. Class. Bakit beta? Kasi class, nasa beta region yung LDL. LDL. Okay? And of course, chylomicrons. As chylomicrons, it is stationary. It doesn't move. It is present at the origin. So, nasa cathode region yung chylomicrons. Kasi nga class, sa sobrang konti ng kanyang protein component, hindi po siya umusad. Hindi po siya umusad. Alam nyo class, okay, we can learn something from the different type of proteins. Okay? As ang chylomicrons, malaki. Pero class, okay, magaan at hindi umuusad kapag kapag may electrophoresis. Okay? Ang HDL class, maliit lang siya, okay, pero class mabigat, punong-puno ng protina, maraming protina, tsaka class malayo ang nararating. So ang lesson dito class, okay, huwag lalaki ang ulo natin, stay humble kasi class, okay, marami kang ma-achieve sa buhay mo, okay, na pwede mong gamitin, okay, for you to reach your goals. Okay, huwag lalaki ang ulo, okay, the moment na may ma-achieve kayo, okay, early part ng life ninyo, kasi class simula pa lang yan, okay, take that, use that as an inspiration and a motivation for you to do better so that as habang kayo na nakaka-achieve ng mga goals niyo sa buhay, class yung mga dreams niyo na-achieve niyo unti-unti, class marirealize niyo malayo na ang inyong nararating. So be like HDL, okay? As kahit maliit lang siya, okay? Pero malayo nararating. Okay? Wag tayong magiging chylomicron na mga simula pa lang, okay? Laki na ulo, kaya class, hindi na siya umuusad. Okay? Well, pinilit lang yung class, pinilit lang yung i-connect sa life goals saka sa life lessons. Okay? Pero in reality talaga, ang mga chylomicrons ay magaan at kukonti ang protein kaya hindi po sila talaga nagmamigrate. Okay? Ano lang yung class, pinilit lang ipasok yung life lesson doon para meron tayong learnings also. Anyway, so chylomicrons kasi hindi siya gumagalaw. Okay? It stays in the cathode. HDL, pinaka-anodic, pinakamalayo class ang migration at so pinakamalapit sa anode because of its high protein content. Okay? Class, please type E if that is clear. Matapos na tayo. Overtime ako ng 5 minutes. Class, for electrophoresis of lipoprotein, please write the most sensitive. supporting medium use is agarose gel. Again, as in lipoprotein electrophoresis, the most sensitive supporting medium use is agarose gel. Okay, sulat ko yan. Okay, next. We have HDL method. So for the HDL method, simplihan natin to class. In the laboratory or in the academic laboratory, class, this is a tedious procedure. As bakit? Kasi class, itong polyanion precipitation procedure is tedious because it is composed of two different procedures. Kaya medyo class matrabaho ang kanyang procedure. As in the polyanion precipitation method, okay? As first, yung plasma or yung serum, as hahaluan ng polyanion. Ano yung purpose ng polyanion? The polyanions would precipitate the non-HDL component of the plasma. So yung mga VLDL, yung mga LDL plus chylomicrons ay ma-precipitate. Okay. After precipitation reaction, isi-centrifuge mo yung solution, yung mixture. Tapos plus, okay, kukunin mo yung supernatant. Okay? The supernatant is now the sample. Tapos bakit supernatant? Kasi yung supernatant, yung product ng centrifugation, yun plus, nandoon yung HDL. Okay, so supernatant is now the sample. And then class, you will now test the supernatant as your plasma. Okay? Supernatant is now tested for HDL using the Abel-Kendall method in cholesterol measurement. Nakuha ninyo? Sa unang step, kailangan maglagay ng polyanion reagent para ma-precipitate yung mga hindi HDL. Okay? Kapag na-precipitate na, isi-centrifuge mo, tapos plus yung centrifugate or yung supernatant, i-collecta mo, kasi yun yung gagamitin mong sample. Tapos plus, i-test mo yung supernatant, yung HDL, i-test mo using the Abel-Kendall method in total cholesterol determination. So, dalawang step po siya. So, unang step, precipitation, is pangalawang step, okay, cholesterol measurement. Okay? Plus, ano ang purpose ng polyanion precipitation? What does polyanion precipitation enhance in the test? Sensitivity or specificity? Guys, tingin nyo, ano ang ini-enhance ng polyanion precipitation? Sensitivity or specificity of the test? Type your answer. Guys, ano pa kayo? Tapos na tayo class. Okay. Konting isa lang. Correct. Specificity. Correct. Okay. Specificity to. Okay. So, specificity is enhanced by the addition of the polyanion precipitating agent. Okay. Next, LDL. That's in the laboratory. Sabi ko nga kanina, class, di ba? Okay. Hindi pa directly na measure ang LDL. Okay. Although may mga ibang laboratories na merong machine that could directly measure LDL, but in most laboratories, LDL is just computed. As kino-compute lang po yung LDL. As saan galing yung LDL? As LDL is computed from the total cholesterol, okay, HDL and VLDL. Okay? Tapos yung VLDL po, kino-compute lang din. Saan galing ang VLDL? Galing siya sa triglyceride divided by 5 para sa conventional unit, mg per dl. At tas triglyceride divided by 2.175 para sa SI unit, millimole per liter. Okay? So LDL and VLDL are not directly measured in the plasma, but rather they are just derived values, computed values. Okay? Pero sabi ko sa inyo, class, may mga ibang laboratory na capable mag-measure ng direct LDL, pero class, in most laboratories, hindi pa siya as directly measure. Kino-compute pa rin siya. Actually, class, yan ang isa sa mga ways para kumita ang lab. Okay? Tapos merong separate, may dagdag na presyo class ng LDL at VLDL. Pero, ang puhunan dyan, ano lang yan, calculator. Wala pong reagent sa VLDL at LDL kasi kino-compute lang yan. Pero may separate na pressure yan. Dagdag kasi yan sa kita ng lab. Okay? Just sharing with you some secrets on how to earn in the laboratory. Okay? And then, of course, also certification, okay, observe room, okay, using a 1.006 gram per liter of certification. Okay, last one. Apolipoprotein method. Okay, class. For the apolipoprotein method, take note. When we say apolipoprotein, please write that. Apolipoprotein is the protein component of the lipoprotein. Ayan, class yung protein part. Ang tawag po doon, lipoprotein. Okay? Now, in the laboratory class, okay, when we measure the apolipoprotein, we can derive or we can also determine the concentration of the lipoprotein. Right? Again, when we measure the apolipoprotein, we can actually determine the concentration of the lipoprotein. Nakuha ninyo? Example, for ApoB. Pag ang ApoB mataas, okay, ibig sabihin class, mataas din yung LDL tsaka yung VLDL. Kasi class, ApoB is the major apolipoprotein in LDL and in VLDL. Same goes for ApoA1. Kapag class mataas ang ApoA1 level sa plasma, ibig kong sabihin nun, okay, mataas ang HDL kasi ApoA1 is the major apolipoprotein in HDL. Nakuha ninyo? Okay, so yung class, instead of measuring the lipoprotein, we can measure the protein component, okay, to determine the concentration of the lipoproteins. Ano-ano class yung mga methods? I-type ko sa chat box. What are the methods? Look at the chat box. Last na to. Okay, we have immunoassays. Ano yung mga immunoassays? Okay. Before I proceed, when I say immunoassay, pag sinabi natin immunoassay po, pag may nakita kayo ng salitang immunoassay, ibig kong sabihin yan, ay class, di ba meron na kayong immuno-zero sa akin. Di ba pag sinabi natin immunoassay, may involved na antibody sa test. Okay? Again, pag nakakita kayo class ng immunoassay na test, immuno, yung pangalan, simula, ibig kong sabihin nun, may kasamang antibody na nag-react sa test. Okay? Immuno. Okay. Bakit immuno? Kasi di ba, antibody is one of the major products of immune response. Di ba po? Okay. What are the example of immunoassays used for apolipoprotein determination? So we have the following. Immunoturbidimetric method. Ano pa? Immunonephelometric method. Ano pa, class? Okay, we have ano pa? Ayan, immunoturbidimetric. Ayan, immunonephelometric method. Ayan kayo dalawa. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin ng immunoturbidimetric method? Okay, class. If you can remember instrumentation, turbidimetric method. Diba measurement yung light na nabablock by the particles. Okay? So class, may antibodies na involved as the reagent. Okay? Yung apolipoprotein yung antigen. Tapos class, nagproduce sila ng particles na nagbablock ng light. Kasi diba yung principle ng turbidimetry, if you can remember, i-apply mo class yung principle ng turbidimetry, pero ang gamit mong reagent, antibody. Kaya immunoturbidimetric. Same goes with immunonephelometric yan. Immunonephelometric. Ayan. Immunonephelometric yan. Okay, class. Ano yung principle? Nephelometry. Diba? Light scattering at 90 degrees angle. Diba? So, class, ang reagent mo, antibodies po. Ang reagent mo, antibodies. Okay? Tapos, class, magko-form ng reaction sa antigen. Tapos, class, capable mag-scatter ng light sa solution that is measured at 90 degrees angle. Okay, kaya po, immunonephelometric yung pangalan ng test. Okay? Class, Kung ApoB ang iyong antigen, ano po ang magiging antibody reagent mo? Guys, kung ApoB ang iyong, if ApoB is your antigen, correct, Miss Pablo. Anti-ApoB, correct, Miss Esturo po. Anti-ApoB, correct, Mr. Valenzuela. Anti-ApoB. Kapag naman anti-ApoA ang iyong reagent, ang target mo yung ApoA1. ApoA1. Okay? Kapag anti-ApoA1 ang reagent mo, ApoA1 ang iyong antigen target in the serum. Okay? Di ba? Specific palagi ang reaction ng antigen at ng antibodies. Okay? Yan, class. So, I will end here. Tapos next week, tatapusin ko yung methods sa proteins, sa NTN, okay? At saka sa liver function test. Okay? Ang quiz ninyo, class, next week